Hi everyone, I actually haven't filmed a video in so long. I'm really sorry about that. But I'm back with a video about what to expect from Accutane, or also known as isotretinoin. I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time because I know a lot of people have doubts about going on this medication and a lot of questions, so hopefully with my experience of being on it I can help you out with this. If you want to know any more about my experience whilst I was on it, go and check out my Instagram highlight called Accutane or My Acne Journey, something like that. But yeah, I've written down a few things on my phone, things that I want to go through just so that I don't forget anything, and hopefully this video is as concise as possible to help you get any information you might need if you're thinking about Accutane or are using Accutane at the moment. So yeah. Okay, so first of all, what actually is Accutane? It's a more severe medication. It's also known as isotretinoin. I think prescribed to me it was called isotretinoin, and maybe in America it's called Accutane. But it's a more severe medication to treat acne. So usually you won't be prescribed it if you haven't tried other antibiotics before Accutane, but there are some cases where you'll go straight onto it. It's actually different to a lot of antibiotics. So the main goal is to reach a certain dosage, a cumulative dosage, and when you get to that you stop. So you can gradually up your dosage throughout the months, or it doesn't really matter as long as you reach an end dosage, and that is calculated based on your weight. Also, if you do go on a higher dosage, then you're more likely to have more side effects, but then you are more likely to finish Accutane quicker. But if you go on a lower dosage, then you'll probably have less side effects, but you probably need to be on it for a little bit longer. Okay, moving on, I just want to give a brief idea of when I used it and why I used it, so that you guys know my experience and what viewpoint perspective I'm talking about Accutane from. So I was 14 when I went on Accutane, which is quite young, and I know there are many concerns around Accutane, like changing your mood, like depression and anxiety, and I will be talking about that later on in this video. So I was 14 and I had been to the doctors. I had tried many different topical creams that really didn't work for me, and I had also tried about 3 other antibiotics. They were limacycline, trimethoprim and erythromycin. So limacycline did work for me for quite a while, and then it stopped working when I came off it. My acne came back, I went back on and it didn't work. Trimethoprim actually gave me an allergic reaction, and erythromycin did nothing at all. And it was at that point that me and my dermatologist decided to go for Accutane. But it wasn't that quick and simple. I had to really consider it with my family because there is a big long list of side effects, which is what I'm going to get onto next. So what are the side effects that I dealt with? I'll talk about first, and then I'll talk about some other quite common ones and why you get some of these side effects. So I dealt with mainly dry skin, and I feel like most people will deal with dry skin during Accutane. And this is because Accutane actually reduces your sebum production, and it can squash, reduce your oil glands and shrink them a little bit. So that is why you'll be producing less oil, and your skin will likely tighten, your pores will tighten, and your skin might become a little bit more dry. I also dealt with dry lips and dry eyes. You can easily solve these things by Vaseline and eye drops, which I'm going to be talking about later, things I did to soothe my skin during Accutane because it was quite raw. And you'll also see on my Instagram some pictures of my chapped lips, which was quite extreme, but if you just keep on using Vaseline then it's nothing really to worry about. Some other common side effects that I personally didn't really have that much of an issue with, but I know a lot of people have dealt with, are hair shedding. It's unlikely that your hair will fall out quite a lot, but hair shedding is quite common. Another common one is muscle aches and cramps. I did deal with this, not very much, but it can kind of just tire you out a little bit more, and yeah, you could be prone to muscle aches, but again, don't worry about it. It isn't is never that severe from what I know of. And then one last thing, this is kind of a side effect. Accutane will make you more prone to sunburn, so make sure that you're wearing sun SPF every single day, because you don't want to have a sunburn, especially when your skin is already feeling raw. Okay, hopefully this video is being informative for you and you're getting the information that you wanted from it. So the next thing that I want to talk about is purging, because I know a lot of people aren't aware that this will happen. So purging usually happens within the first month, maybe 2 months, and is basically bringing your acne to the surface. And a lot of people will kind of freak out, and it can make people a little bit more down because you go on a medication to fix your acne, and to start with it does produce more acne. But I wanted to make you aware that purging is completely normal, and it is doing this in order to help your acne. So it brings it to the surface in order to be able to clear it and, like, I don't think this is a word, but like uncongest your skin, so stop your skin from being congested. So I myself did deal with purging. It wasn't that big of a deal because I had heard about it before, and if you don't know, I started my Instagram account to kind of track my acne progress during Accutane, and I heard from a lot of other people that it was completely normal. So this is me telling you what other people told me to not worry about it. One other thing I do want to mention, going back to the side effects, is you will be given like a booklet to read through before you choose to go on Accutane, isotretinoin, and it will give you a big list of all the different side effects. And there's a lot, but don't let that worry you, because they have to list any side effect that it could have caused, even though it might not have been the drug that caused it, and it could be that a very small minority of people had that side effect. So don't let that worry you too much. I know it's a big thing for a lot of people. Like when I went on it, I was thinking, me and my family had to look through the list, and there was so many things, and a lot of them were quite worrying, but I have mentioned the main ones and the more common ones. So moving on, I want to talk about month 3, which for most people is the change. So in month 1 you will start to purge. Again, this is most people, not everyone, and it was what happened for me. So in month 1 your skin will break out more. Month 2 you'll start to feel the side effects, like dry skin. Your skin will probably feel a little bit tighter. And then around month 3 is when you'll start to see a change in your skin, or maybe month 4, but for me and most people it can be towards the end of month 2 and month 3. So for me, my skin became smoother. Even though I still had acne, I had quite a bumpy texture to my skin, and that kind of softened. My skin became more supple, I would say. And also I started noticing my acne gradually decreasing and going away. I was actually on Accutane for 7 months, and I gradually increased my dosage to a final dosage of 60 milligrams per day. But yeah, month 3 is usually known as the change month. Okay, so I do want to touch on, I'm not going to talk about it too much, and if you don't want to listen to this part of the video, feel free to skip, and I will show the timestamp here. So I do want to touch on depression and anxiety and suicides linking to Accutane. So for me, I didn't really deal with mood changes, but many of the reasons for mood changes are if you have acne to the point where you're going to be going on Accutane, you probably have quite severe acne anyway, and acne is known to make people have quite low moods. And then if you are already dealing with a group of people that are taking Accutane that are going to have lower moods than most people because of their acne, then when you go onto Accutane and your skin starts to purge, it's likely that your mood will probably go even lower if you weren't aware this would happen, because you've seen yourself with acne felt a little bit lower, and then your skin gets more acne, and it's obviously then your mood will decrease more. And I think this is what relates to the depression and anxiety linked to Accutane. For me personally, I didn't deal with it because I knew what to expect, and this is why I'm putting this video out there, because yes, there have been cases of suicides and people becoming quite severely depressed since going on Accutane. So I want to give as much information as possible to help all of you out and hopefully make you more aware of what to expect so that your mood doesn't go down. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but that is one of the biggest reasons. After speaking to many people that have been on Accutane, that is one of the reasons why your mood might plummet. So I want to make you aware that purging does happen to most people and it won't last. Okay, so now that I've spoken about that, I want to talk about a really minimal amount of my favourite skincare products that I used during Accutane. So when I was on Accutane, I didn't actually know that much about skincare. This is why I'm only telling you a few, because, well, I didn't know that much, so. But Cetaphil moisturiser, I suppose their cleanser as well would probably be perfect. Cetaphil do a moisturiser that you can get as like a body moisturiser, which is fine for your face as well. Do check it out, it might say face and body on it, with like a pump, and that helped my skin feel way more soft, way more supple, way less dry during Accutane. So I would recommend getting yourself one of those. The tub that I got, it was like this, and it was a pump, and it lasted me my whole 7 months and longer. The similar one to Cetaphil is CeraVe, which you might have heard of. I know loads of people use it, and it's so similar to Cetaphil. I think it might be an American brand, I'm not too sure, and Cetaphil is a UK brand. But that is also known to be really good for people that are on Accutane. So CeraVe and Cetaphil, their cleansers will probably be great as well whilst you're on Accutane. You want to check your ingredients, make sure that there's nothing with fragrance in or too many essential oils, because that can irritate your skin, and you want to have as little skin irritation as possible. This is less skincare, but still something you should probably stock up on is Vaseline or whatever type of lip balm that you like, because your lips will probably go dry. I know the majority of people deal with dry lips, and mine were extremely chapped. So I tried out quite a few different lip balms and ended up just resorting back to Vaseline. So yeah, get yourself a big Vaseline tub or something like that. Finally, eye drops. This isn't skincare, but my eyes did go quite dry, and I know a lot of people wanted to use eye drops to just kind of soothe it, and also if your eyes are quite dry then your vision can sometimes be a little bit off. So if you get some eye drops, get your skin feeling all hydrated again because of your moisturiser, your lip balm, and then your eyes feeling exactly the same. So that is pretty much everything I wanted to discuss, and the final thing is, what if your acne comes back, and what if Accutane doesn't work for you. So Accutane improves most people's skin, if it doesn't, it's likely that you will have hormonal acne, because this tends to come back, especially if you're around your like hormonal like years, especially puberty. It is more likely to return, just as like pubescent acne. Is that the right word? Acne caused by puberty, because if you're still in that, then it's likely to stay. Another thing is that if your acne does come back afterwards, a lot of dermatologists will administer you a second course, and that is perfectly fine if you're willing to go for it. Another reason Accutane doesn't always clear people's skin is because they'll come off it early, because the side effects might be a little bit too much to deal with. But at the end of the day, don't worry, because acne is so normal. I have spoken to so many people that have had acne, that have tried medications for acne, loads of different things. Don't worry, you are not alone with this, and I really hope this video helped you out, because I know I could have done with having some kind of video like this about 2 years ago when I went on Accutane. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful for you. If you have any questions about Accutane or acne or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment or send me a direct message over on Instagram. The link will be in my bio. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.